Thank you very much, Shubha Shakal. Good morning. Honourable Commerce Minister Tipu Munshi MP, Executive Chairman Bangladesh Investment Development Authority, Lokman Hussain Mia, President DCCI, Barrister Samir Sattar, colleagues from missions, excellencies, representatives of business and distinguished guests, very good morning. At the outset, I really want to pay warm tribute to the DCCI and its President, who's a very good friend of the European Union. I think you brought together this seminar very quickly with your team, and it's been a real pleasure to work with you on the topic which speaks to both the EU and Bangladesh and our respective interests and shared interests as well. I'd like to thank Airbus and Lafarge for their kind support to this event, which has really helped to make it happen. I'd also like to say it's a pleasure to have this event towards the end of a year in which we mark the 50th anniversary of EU-Bangladesh relations. I think it's very fitting that we talk about the future and how we can mould our commercial relations to the advantage of both partners. Over the last 5 decades, the relations between the EU and Bangladesh have grown from strength to strength and become multidimensional, encapsulating political, trade, development, climate change, connectivity and security concerns. Trade has been at the heart of this friendship. For decades, the EU has been the main destination for made in Bangladesh goods. And of course, duty and quota-free access through the Everything But Arms scheme has really helped power that, but as has the dynamism and resourcefulness of Bangladesh and her people. Today, Bangladesh, as we all know, is a rising economy with a great story of economic development and social progress. The graduation to a lower middle income country and to a developing country status are historic milestones which bring new opportunities and which call for a reinvigoration and re-evaluation of EU-Bangladesh ties. The time is ripe for our partnership to evolve beyond current trends and to explore new areas of cooperation, from ICT to infrastructure, from aviation to renewable energy, agriculture to pharmaceuticals. We were very pleased to have this week in Dhaka our Director for Asia and the Pacific and indeed the Middle East to look at how we take forward cooperation on renewable energy as we move towards signing a €400 million package of support later this month. So that's a sign of how things are changing and how we're collaborating in new areas. We are keen to boost bilateral trade and investment ties, bearing in mind the sustained dynamism of the Bangladesh economy and the interest of European investors. Presently, as we know, there's a strong trade imbalance in EU-Bangladesh relations and very weak levels of FDI. Having said that, we are a top investor as EU in Bangladesh. In the last 8 years, since 2015, more than $5 billion of FDI came to Bangladesh from EU member states. Nevertheless, when it comes to overall EU investment capital, it's only a mere $2 billion, or just 10% of total foreign investment capital retained in Bangladesh. And as we often like to point out, this is quite small compared to EU investments in other developing countries such as Vietnam, where we have $28 billion of FDI stock. I believe and look forward very much to the panel discussion on European investment, which will delve into the reasons why EU investment is not materialising at the desired level. And most importantly, the recommendations from these discussions will not just be put in a drawer, they will be considered at the next EU-Bangladesh Business Climate Dialogue that we will be organising with the Commerce Ministry, and of course into the work of the upcoming European Chamber of Commerce. We are in transition in terms of our trade relations. Bangladesh is moving towards GSP Plus status. We all know that that transition will start fully in 2029 after a 6 years period of grace. And it's important that the conditions are put in place to make that transition as smooth as possible. And as you pointed out, Mr. President, there are 32 conventions that require implementing. It's very good that Bangladesh has ratified them all, so it's in a very good position as we stand here today. But we still need further work, for example, on aligning labour law with international standards as an essential element that the European Parliament and Commission will look at when considering the application for market access under GSP Plus. And we are, of course, following closely in our partnership with Bangladesh the ongoing amendment of the Bangladesh Labour Act, and we hope that the amendments will be effected with full transparency and in consultation with tripartite stakeholders as well as assistance from the ILO. So I look forward to the food for thought that our panels and guided discussions will provide today. We are a partner of Bangladesh for the long run, and we will help and work together with Bangladesh to implement those recommendations, which will help as well EU business to thrive in this great country. Thank you.